So let's go through some player ratings for last night's absolutely shocking Europa League final. Disgraceful performances all over the pitch. I'm still fuming. In fact, I'm even more fuming today. I've looked back at the replay of the game. I've watched the game all over again, and it's just even worse. Like, you know, at the end of the day, we built this up. Everything was in our favour. Everything was supposed to be going for us. You know, no injuries other than Ramsey. They've got injuries. Sarri out. Hazard could be going. David Luiz and Higuain in training, having a bit of a row. Sarri walking off, kicking his hat. Everything was supposed to be going for us. And then they do that. What can you say? Literally, what can you say? Because these players do not get it. They ain't got it up here. They don't get it. Some of them do, but ultimately they ain't good enough for the club. The ones that should be good enough for the football club, they ain't got the mentality. And I think it's about time we cut ties with a hell of a lot of these players. Before I get into my player ratings, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who has donated to my channel since it started and since the super chat on the live streams and stuff like that. I've got this. This arrived today, so I just wanted to say thank you very much. Every single one of you who has donated towards that. Obviously, I took a lot of money out of my own pocket as well. Added that to all the donations on the channel so far, and that has gone towards buying that MacBook, which will make the content a hell of a lot better on the channel. So thank you very much to every single one of you who has done that. The donations that I get from here on in, the ones I've had earlier today and yesterday, etc., will go towards other equipment, microphones, lighting, a green screen. I want to go down that road in the future. Software, programming software, stuff like that to get other things on my channel. So yeah, and cameras as well for when I'm out and about. So thank you very much to every single one of you who has had an input and helped towards me getting that. So I just wanted to say thank you really. But let's start with player ratings. Let's go with Petr Cech. Personally, I thought he was our best player. Genuinely thought he was our best player. Don't think we can fault him for any of the goals. Giroud, I've seen people saying that Giroud's header, it was low down to his right, he should have done better with it. I don't think so. I think that was just a great header. Let's be real. It was a great header. It was poor marking from Maitland-Niles. He should have gone out and pressed Emerson. He didn't do that. Koscielny didn't get tight enough to Giroud. And in the end, they both did nothing. And he gets a free cross into the box. And it was just a fantastic header. So for me, I don't think you can fault him for that goal. You definitely can't fault him for the others, in my opinion. I thought he was our best player. He actually kept it down from being even more embarrassing than it was. So I'm going to give him a 7. Man of the match. I know I've seen a lot of people saying that he was laughing after the game and he was proud and this and that. Listen, that has been taken out of context. Arsenal fans love to take things out of context. That is one of them. At the end of the day, he was proud of his performance and his career. We got slapped, fair enough. But he wasn't happy. Did you see the guy crying? He took his medal off when he got his medal, his loser's medal. He took it off and then watery eyes and all that. Listen, that guy gets it. Ultimately, he ain't good enough. He's going. It is what it is. Thanks for a couple of years' service. See you later. I'm over it. On to the next player. Let's start with the centre-backs. Let's go with Socrates first. Where do we start with this guy? I personally thought he was the best out of the three, but that ain't saying much. He was shocking. He was letting runners run off of him. He made some nice little blocks in the first half. But second half, what is he doing? Seriously, liability, absolute liability. I'm going to give him a 3, and that is being generous. I think he was the best out of all three of them. On to Koscielny and Monreal, useless. Absolutely useless, the pair of them. Straight 2s. Straight 2s, not good enough. Go. Bye-bye. See ya. Let's go to Maitland-Niles. Let's go on to Maitland-Niles. This guy, I said in my preview, I said in my starting 11 reaction, I said it. He's got a big game ahead of him. He's got a big night ahead of him and he needs to be on his job. He wasn't, and he had a massive impact as to why we conceded all them goals. Shocking. The first one, like I said, he didn't press. He didn't do anything. He didn't get anywhere near close enough to Emerson. He gave away a penalty. Whether you think it was harsh or not is irrelevant. He gave away a penalty. He shouldn't have been in that position in the first place. Absolutely shocking performance from him. And the worst thing about it is, I thought the first half he was our best player. What happened at half time? Seriously, did he switch with his twin brother or something? Seriously, I know he's not a right back, which is why I don't want to go in on him too much, right? But you have played at right back for a hell of a lot of this season now, yeah? You've got to do better than that. I'm going to give him a 1 out of 10. Sorry, mate. I know you don't play there normally. I don't want to see you there again. Play in midfield next season. Please, just play in midfield or go somewhere else and play football. On to Kolasinac. I'm going to give him a straight 1. The geezer is absolutely crap. Absolutely crap. First half, he's bombed down the wing. He's in a great position. I think it was Granit Xhaka spread the ball out to him. Right? He's down the wing. First time, just cross it. If that's Kevin De Bruyne, that is in the box. It's a goal. If that is anyone of any quality, it is in the back of the net because Aubameyang would have tapped it in. Nice little tap in. Instead, no. This brain-dead left-back decides there. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a touch on it. By the time I take a touch and try and whip it in, they'll get back in position. It'll deflect for a corner. Clueless. Absolutely clueless. 1 out of 10. He needs to go. He can't defend. He can't cross a ball. Useless. Into midfield. Granit Xhaka. I thought he was probably the best midfielder out of the starting 11. Well, in fact, there's no probably about it. He was the best midfielder out of the starting 11. I'm going to give him a... What shall I give Granit Xhaka? I'm going to give Granit Xhaka a 4. I think that he made some great passes out to Kolasinac. Some very good passes. He hit the crossbar as well in the first half. I don't think he was as bad as some people are saying he was. But that ain't saying much. He let people run off him time and time again. But for the first half performance and the first 10 minutes of the second half maybe, he's getting a 4. After that, what happened to him? Well, I know what happened to him. What normally happens to him. He can't hack it. He can't handle the pressure. He then comes out after the game and they do an interview with him and they're saying, what about all the travelling fans that have come out here tonight? And he goes, what about us players? Oh, right, okay. What, forget the fans then? And I know before people jump on me and say anything, I know the players were walking off the pitch and he told them to go and thank the fans. But that interview, it didn't come across very well. Again, probably taken out of context like us Arsenal fans like to do. On to Lucas Torreira. Sat in tears, crying. I don't know whether he was crying because he had a poor performance and he knew it, or whether he was crying because he was genuinely hurt that we just got spanked by Chelsea. Either way, not good enough. He's been absolutely bang average since Christmas. Not good enough. First season in the league, I'll give him a pass. Next season, you better fix up, mate. Otherwise, you ain't going to be good enough. Let's be real. 2 out of 10. After that, we'll go on to Mesut Ozil. Jesus Christ. This guy, he angers me. Walking off the pitch. We'll come on to his performance in a minute. Walking off the pitch. You've got Joe Willock, a young kid, coming on in a Europa League final. Yes, we're losing, we're getting spanked, whatever. One of your 5 captains of the club walking off the pitch. Walking. None of this like, oh, let me trot over, let me buzz him up, let me give him a cuddle and say, come on, mate. I know it's a massive game for you, the biggest game you've ever played in your life. Go and show him what you can do, mate. Yeah, because let's be real, this kid is our future. Mesut Ozil ain't the future. Mesut Ozil is finished. I've said it for years, and for years I have been absolutely abused by people who can't accept it. Yeah? Well, maybe now, have a look at that performance again and accept it. He's done out here. He is done. He should be the first one to get out of this football club. Absolutely taking the mick. He walks off the pitch. He's then sitting there all sulky and all that on the bench because he thinks he should have carried on playing. Get out, mate. He's lucky he even started. For me, not good enough. 1 out of 10. Shocking from our so-called talisman. Yeah? Absolute joke of a performance. Let's go on to Lacazette. I've seen players on Hackney Marshes trap a ball better than this guy. What was he doing? I know the pitch weren't great, but you are a professional footballer. You have been a professional footballer for many, many years. You can't trap a ball. Why? What is the matter with these players, man? Seriously. Why can you not trap a ball, but their players can? Not good enough. He started off well and just got worse and worse and worse. Not good enough. 2 out of 10. As for Aubameyang, again, another one. I get a lot of abuse for saying, oh, we should sell him. He's not world class. Proved it again last night. Sorry, I don't want to sit here with my smug face and go, oh, told you so. But I did tell you so. 30 odd goals, yeah, great. Fantastic. He ain't getting any younger. He disappears in way too many games. Just like Mesut Ozil. Like I've said all season, they disappear when the going gets tough. Both of them do it. Both of them have been abysmal away from home this season. I know Aubameyang scored goals before people want to tell me about all that. But this season, he has ghosted so many games. He missed an absolute sitter in the first half. I don't know why he's trying an outside of the boot flick. Take a touch and bury it in the bottom corner. Put your laces through it, mate. Instead of, no, let's be all flash. Let's be all flash. It's all right. It's only a fucking cup final. Cool. Great. Clueless. 1 out of 10. On to our substitutes. Let's go with Guendouzi. I thought he looked lively when he come on. But the game was done. Let's be real, the game was done. What could he do? He was going to get overrun. And that's not making excuses for him, because I thought he was a bit of a liability at times when he come on. But he's the one player we had in that midfield that can drop a shoulder and take players on. Yes, he's weak. Yes, he falls over, this and that, whatever. At least he tried, which is more than most of them players did last night. I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10. I don't think he was great, but for sheer will to try and try and do something, I'll give him a 4 out of 10. On to Alex Iwobi. Came on and scored an absolute banger, let's be real. That goal was brilliant. Not that you'll hear anyone mention it, because obviously we lost. Rightly so. Let's not be going off about Alex Iwobi scoring a screamer. I get it. But, in my opinion, looking back at it now, which is always great to look back at it after the actual event, he should have started instead of Ozil. Should have started instead of Ozil, and like I said, it's easy to look back in hindsight, but it is what it is. He scored an absolute banger. I thought he was superb when he came on the pitch. The one player, again, that can scare people, take people on, drive at the defence, make runners run off of him, make them backpedal. For me, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I think Petr Cech shaded it because I think Cech kept the scoreline from being 7. Alex Iwobi, like I said, I thought he was brilliant when he came on. Fair play to him. Hopefully we can see more of that next season, week in, week out. And last but by no means least is Joe Willock. I felt sorry for him. Thrown on. I think it was more of a statement of intent from our manager saying, listen, you're coming off, Mr. Ozil, and I'm going to put on a kid. The game's finished. Emery ain't stupid. He knew the game was done. And I think that was more of a case of, right, you're done, mate. Your time's done. This is a statement of intent. This is the, look at this. Josh Kroenke was there last night. Look, I'm taking off this guy because he clearly ain't good enough. I'm going to throw on a kid. And you know what? That kid done more in 12 or 13 minutes, whatever it was he was on that pitch, than Mesut Ozil did in 70 odd before him. Disgraceful performance from Ozil. And fair play to Joe Willock. He nearly scored. He probably should have scored. But I'll allow him that. He's a kid. He probably shouldn't even be playing in that game in the first place. Let's be real. Yeah, and he wouldn't have been playing in that game if our players had actually turned up and done their jobs properly. He wouldn't have got a look in. So I'm not going to be too harsh on Willock. I thought he was superb. I thought he'd done really, really well when he came on, and I want to see a lot more of him next season. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. Unai Emery, he picked the best team we had. Other than Ramsey, he picked the best starting 11. The first half I thought was reasonably good. First 15 minutes, very shaky from both sides. We then dominated for maybe 20 minutes, 15 minutes. Last 10, 15 minutes, they came on to us. But whatever he said at half-time didn't work. Didn't work. And they walked around the pitch, just letting people run off of them. As soon as the first goal goes in, 2, 3, 4, it is embarrassing. I'm going to give him a 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10. I think he set the team up properly. I think he set the players up properly. The preparation was clearly properly done. We've been out there for days. You know, everyone's been tweeting and all this and that on their Instagrams about, yeah, we're ready and all that. The players completely shafted him again. And the look on his face when them players, yeah, came off that pitch, he was disgusted. He looked at them as if to say, none of you lot are good enough. And do you know what? I make him right. As for the fans, wow, 1 million. 1 million out of 10. They were fantastic. Half of them still ain't even home. Half of them have got to travel around the world on 3 or 4 different flights. 25, 26, 30-hour flights around the world. Cost thousands and thousands of pounds. Yeah, and them players did that. Disgraceful. I feel sorry for every single one of them that went out there. Every single one of them fans. Fair play to them, man. Hardcore, every single one of them. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think. Leave it all in the comment section down there. Go and check my live stream out from earlier. I was talking about where Arsenal go from here as a club. My daily transfer update will be out in the morning. Not too sure what I'm going to be doing with my stream tomorrow, because I am actually going to France tomorrow. My flight's at 6:20 or 5:20 in the evening. So the live stream may be a bit earlier. I'll see how I can work that out. Anyway, subscribe if you're new. Stick a like on the video if you enjoy the content. And I'm out of it. Laters, peeps.